call the March 24th, 2021 Ayer Board of Assessors meeting to order at 1:30 p.m. And let's see, we've got an agenda to start with. Has everyone had a chance to read through it?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any edits or changes for the agenda?
I will make a motion that we approve the agenda as written.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve the agenda as written. The chair will second the motion. So we will now call a vote to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the agenda's been approved. Next up, we have a set of minutes from the February 24th meeting. Let's see. Has everyone had a chance to read through the minutes from February 24th?
They look accurate to me.
Yep, I thought I didn't have any edits myself. Let's see, I think it was just the two of us at this one. Ed, so
Yes.
if I get a motion from you, please.
I would make a motion that we accept the minutes of the February 24 meeting as written.
I will second the motion, and all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Yep, and the chair says aye, with Paul abstaining because he wasn't there, so that's a 2-0 motion, approved. And I will turn the mic over to Tom.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The fourth item on the agenda is the FY 2022 revaluation. We touched on this a little bit last meeting. FY 22 is our certification year. It's a 5-year revaluation. So the DOR is going to spend the year auditing our assessment practices and procedures and valuations, ultimately certify our valuations so we can send timely tax bills. Again, it used to be every 3 years, but with the Municipal Modernization Act passing a few years ago, it moved the cycle to 5 years. That doesn't mean that cities and towns aren't required to update assessed values annually. It just means that you won't have the DOR doing a deep audit of your operation. We're only going to do that once every 5 years. So on May 15th, I had a Zoom meeting with a certification advisor from the Bureau of Local Assessment, Rebecca Boucher, and she's really sharp. She's getting an early start on this stuff, and she sort of discussed with me what the Bureau of Local Assessment is going to be looking for during this process. And I was kind of taken aback. It's a lot. Last reval we completed was for FY 17, and before that they were pretty much knew what to expect. But I think with the 5-year cycle, it's a lot more in depth, a lot more information. So I was kind of like, oh, I better get serious. We got a long year ahead of us. So, but we had a good meeting. What she wanted us to do was complete a work plan. And she was also looking for some preliminary reports so that she could begin just getting an idea of what we do and how we do it, and whether what we do is consistently applied. On page 5 of the board's packet, I have a copy of an email from Rebecca Boucher. Excuse me, and I have to get this information to her by April 1. That's not a drop dead date. It's it's sort of a date you'd like to have the information by then. And just give you an idea, what we're doing. She's looking for an initial LA3 report. That's a property sales report. It's basically all of our sales during 2020, the assessed values, the sale price, the ratio of the two. And then she can take that report and start doing some initial valuation analysis for us. She's looking for a landline report. This is for both commercial, industrial, and residential. This is sort of a spreadsheet with each property, the land area, the land neighborhood, the value of the primary site, value of excess land, any adjustments, the 2021 value, which is what we just billed. And in this case, the 2020 value with the percent change, and then any sales that occurred during the year would be included on there. So I'm just about done with that. I was working on that today. The good thing with our conversion that we did the past couple of years is I've sort of set up all these reports within the system. And it took me a while to, remember what I did, but once I did it, I was able to just pull the data off and handle it fairly quickly. So she's looking for a residential commercial certification detail report. That's essentially every residential, commercial, industrial property in town. It's basically a summary of all the important data items: the size, the grade, the depreciation, the year built, any outbuilding valuation, total valuation, this year's value and last year's value and percent change. So I haven't done that one yet. I'm almost there with that. Condo history report, same thing as the ResCom report, it's basically for condominiums. And the other item, she's looking for a visit history report, which is an inspection report. And this took me a little bit of time because there really wasn't one in the new system. So I had to well, there was one, but it didn't work. So I had to find out how to do it and get it done. And I did. Ayer's not alone. We've had 2 years of conversion to a new system and a year of the pandemic. So property inspections, we've fallen a little bit behind. DOR wants us to visit every property in town at least once every 10 years. And we were doing really, really well with this up until 3 years ago. And now we're falling behind a little bit. But my understanding is the Department of Revenue understands what's going on with cities and towns, and they're willing to listen to us, listen to how if we're not where we want to be this year. Basically, I think they're looking for a plan how we can get there in the next few years, which is pretty easy. We're not that far off, so it shouldn't be a big deal for us, but I put that together, so that's ready to go. Land rate tables I was looking at today, the commercial, industrial, and residential land valuation tables, and finally the income rate tables, which that has to do with the income approach for commercial industrial properties. It's basically market rents, market vacancy, market expenses, and development of our capitalization rate. So it's kind of been a good exercise for me, just sort of refamiliarize myself with what we've been doing the last few years and getting into a format where I can take that and move forward in the current tax year. So again, she's looking for it by April 1, and that's not going to be a problem. So it's sort of the kickoff part of the event. Oh yeah, finally, she's looking for a work plan. And the work plan is submitted on the DLS gateway. I just sort of have to fill in dates and numbers and all of that information. So I'm working on that. But on page 6 of the assessor's packet, I thought you might find this interesting. This is a page from the revaluation work plan, and they're basically looking for start dates and end dates for various components of the property revaluation. The first being sales analysis, I've already started, but I put April 1 through June 1st. Value generation, June 2nd through August 15th. Value review, August 16th through September 15th. The DOR is going to come, and do their review. They used to come here. I don't think she's coming here. I think she's going to do all her data all her data quality analysis remotely, using pictometry and various Google Earth and various third-party applications like that. But hopefully they'll be done the 24th September. We have to do a public disclosure because it's a certification year, which means you have to put something in the paper. We just completed a property revaluation. Here's what happened with valuations. The new values are available online. If you have any questions, call the office. That's sort of something that's left over from the old days when property revaluations were a pretty big deal, and not so much today. People are sort of have become accustomed to cities and towns meeting the market value standard on an annual basis. And lastly, the date we set our tax rate, I put November 30th, 21. So if everything goes smoothly, we'll have a tax rate then, and then we'll begin the billing process for the third and fourth quarter bills. So that's sort of my, the best I could do right now in terms of timing. Just so you know, this usually falls apart as the year goes on. Cities and towns that are having a little more trouble with revaluations tend to draw the resources, and meetings get changed and that type of thing. But I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to keep with this schedule, at least on our part, and have a successful completion of the project. So, any questions?
Yeah, Tom, just two quickly from me. There's one acronym I didn't recognize on Becky's memo, EGP, where it's the bullet point about solar.
Oh, yeah. What she's looking for is we have a pilot agreement on a solar array on the town landfill.
Okay.
And they're looking for copies of any property that might be under a tax agreement or require a special appraisal. The special appraisals are going to be the 504 accounts, the utility evaluations, which I've already sent all that data over to RRC for them to formulate a values. So,
Okay.
I believe she'll be looking for any active TIFs that we have, tax incremental financing agreements that are still in effect, and the STA for AMSC will be part of it. So yeah, she's just looking for
Okay.
properties that are an exception to the rule, so that she knows when she's going through the data that this is a special case.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any more questions on the reval? It's going to be sort of our number one issue all year. It'll be an agenda item every meeting, unless there's no change, then don't think we're not working on it. It's just I might have nothing new to report. So,
Ron,
yes, sir.
would you be in any special needed help in the short term?
Did you ask me if I need any special help with the process, Paul? Did I hear you right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to you later, but I was kicking around the idea of maybe outsourcing a little more of the valuation responsibilities with commercial industrial property than we have in the past, with the idea being that we've got a new system in place. I think going forward, we're going to be like pretty much all municipalities in Massachusetts, where the commercial industrial valuation is sort of done by a vendor, and the actually, most of the time, the residential valuation is too, but I'll be handling all of that. But just sort of modernizing the operation. I mean, this model that we've had for a while, that one guy does everything, I don't think is sustainable going forward. I don't know if it's sustainable this year. I'm getting tired already, but well, I think it might be a good time for us to look at how we see the office 2, 3, 5 years down the road. So, but I'll get back to you on that when I have more to share on it. But thanks, Paul. Yeah, we have contractual accounts that we can use to supplement what I'm doing. We contract out for personal property valuation. We contract out for data collection and commercial industrial permits. So I may be shifting money around depending on what Becky Boucher gets back to us on, what she thinks is important for us to address this particular year. So
Right.
thank you, Paul. In any event, agenda item is discussion of the FY22 growth estimate. I think we touched on it last year. I think I explained that every year we get a memo from the town accountant, Lisa Gabry, and for budget purposes, for FY22 budget purposes, she'd like an estimate of what we think we will have for new tax dollars relating to new construction or new utility valuation, which is really called tax levy growth. And it's really a guessing game at this point. We only have about 7 months worth of building permits out of 12 months. The valuation date is July 1, so we don't even know if someone pulls a permit for new construction, whether or not it'll be started by July 1. And we don't have utility utility growth reported yet. So I'm usually really conservative at this point in time because if I guess wrong, I like to guess low. If you guess high and come in low, I think that's when you have problems. So, I included a memo on page 7 of response to Lisa. I estimated $350,000 right now. That's tax dollars. Last year we had about $500,000 in tax levy growth. So, I expect that number to go up, but right now, all I can really be assured of is about $350,000. So, and that tax levy growth gets added to our levy limit, which expands our levy limit taxing capacity. So, and that'll change. Usually I'll update Lisa during the course of the year as changes in the number when more information becomes available. So.
Right, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and the other thing she asks about is what our requirements are. What's the board's requirement for overlay reserve for FY22? That's the allowance for abatements and exemptions. So it's for property appeals and statutory exemptions. And we're generally at about $300,000 a year. I think half of that is eaten up through exemptions, and the other half is encumbered for outstanding real and personal property taxes and property appeals. So no change there. They're pretty much the numbers I've been pretty much the same parameters I've been sending her for a number of years. So, but I don't think it requires a board vote. I just more informational, just letting you know that that's where we're at. Any questions about that?
Thanks, Tom.
No, not from me.
Okay, thank you. I am going to need a vote for agenda item 6. Actually, we did growth. Agenda item 6 was overlay. We did that. Agenda item 7 is overlay surplus. That's what I'm going to need the board to make a vote on. So that is page 8 in your packets. Yeah, last week, Lisa also sent a memo. Every year around budget time, she asked the board to review prior year overlay accounts and determine whether or not the board can declare a surplus, which then can be used in the following year budget process, in this case, FY22. Last year, we couldn't release any overlay. The formula is for surplus overlay is you take the original appropriation for that year, you subtract outstanding real and personal property taxes. So you've got to cover any tax outstanding. And you've got to encumber funds for any appellate tax board appeals that are still pending. You have to estimate your liability on those cases and encumber any overlay that's needed. So when you're done, if it's a positive number, then that's a surplus. And if you remember the last couple of years, we've been working on some rather big appellate cases that have been resolved and simply withdrawn. So we've essentially cleared the docket except for one case, which isn't really a big case. So I went in and did the analysis, and from fiscal year 2013 through 2019, I calculated that we have a surplus of $402,770, which is significant. And it's again, it's money that we don't need to cover outstanding taxes or appeals. So we're obligated to determine the accurate number and then release it for other purposes. So unless you have any questions about the numbers, I just need a motion from the board to declare surplus overlay in the amount of $402,770 from tax years 2013 through 2019. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. The chair will make a motion to approve the overlay surplus amount as proposed, $402,770.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I think the proper motion would be a motion to declare a surplus.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think that's the board's role in this. I'd hate to be.
Gotcha.
But
No,
I think that's the correct motion.
I think that's a good distinction, Tom. The chair will make a motion to declare an overlay surplus in the amount of $402,770 as detailed in the assessing administrator's memo of March 4th, 2021.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Let's see, I'll call a vote on the motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. The motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. I've already let the town manager's office and the town accountant gave me a heads up on the number. If you notice on my memo to Lisa, I've got a little note. Hers, it's red, but it says subject to BOA approval. So there's no surplus until you guys vote. So, this sort of finishes off the process. Thank you. Agenda item 8 is the assessing department report for February 2021. And I hate to break the news to you, but I submitted this, it was due Friday. But, again, I like when the board sees it, and if there are any typos or grammar errors, let me know and I'll try to make sure it doesn't happen next time, so.
Does anyone have any changes or edits to the February 2021 Assessors Monthly Report?
I've just looked through and I don't see any errors, no, or additions.
All right, then the chair will make a motion to approve the Board of Assessors Monthly Report for February 2021 as presented.
Second the motion.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the report, please say aye.
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 Chair says aye, the motion carries.
Thank you. Jacqueline Guthrie has prepared the motor vehicle and trailer excise abatement report for the month of February 2001. And Jacqueline posted 7 abatements totaling $127.91. So if the report looks good to the board, just a motion to approve the abatements and sign the report. Just so you know, I think I'm going to check with the DOR on. I know we've been sort of piling up a lot of things that we have signatures on, but I'm going to check and make sure I know exactly what documents require the board signature and what documents we can just stamp as sort of a matter of course. Sort of thin out the pile, if you will, because there might be some things like perhaps this report only requires the board to approve it in a motion, and then we're allowed to just simply stamp it afterwards, rather than bringing you 8 months worth of abatement reports at some point to sign. So, but it's up to you. It probably wouldn't take too long to sit down and catch up anyway, but just letting you know I'm just going to look into that.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, especially in the times we live in, Mr. Brosnahan. So.
Alrighty, so we've got the motor vehicle report out. Does anyone have any commentary before we vote?
None for me, no.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the February 2021 motor vehicle and trailer excise abatement report as presented in the amount of $127.91.
Second the motion.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 The chair says aye. The motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Figure out what I have. Let me think. I haven't included any items of old business in your packet that we need to revisit. I don't know if the board has.
I know none from me.
There's been no movement on the budget process, Mr. Chairman, so it's nothing to
Okay.
report on that, which is usual old business standby, but nothing. Do you have anything, Ed?
No, I don't believe so, no.
Okay, Paul, you all set?
I'm all set.
Thanks. I do have a few items of new business. Something just occurred to me, and I don't know if you've been watching the selectmen's meetings or I believe the property owners have been, no, I know they have been doing informational Zoom meetings that I've been sitting in on, but Catania on One Nemco Way is planning a significant expansion of that property. And they're seeking a TIF agreement with the town, not on the existing building, but discounting the taxes over a specified period of time for the addition. So I've been sort of sitting in with the community development director, and obviously Robert Pontbriand and Carly Antonellis and the Catania people. I believe they have a public forum. I want to say, I can't remember, and in April that I guess I'm going to be part of, but it's kind of moving forward. Basically, I'm there to sort of do the math and so that the town is fully aware of the impact. But I think in the old days, it would be sort of a board of assessors matter. We'd sit around the table and discuss it. But again, the way things are is sometimes my board's the last to know, and I apologize for that. It's just sort of the way things are working out. But again, I don't have any position pro or con on the agreement. It's just making sure that whatever's done is, consistent with statute, and that the team in town hall and the select board and the public has an understanding of exactly what's going on and what exactly the impact is. So, but
Do you know what the date is on that one, Tom?
the date on the
On the
do.
TIF meeting?
oh, Cindy does.
It's on April 14th.
Never mind. Okay.
Thanks,
It's a great date for accounting folks, isn't
I was going to offer, never mind.
it?
No, it's fine. I think I've been in on two of them already. Maybe one with the company and one with the select board. So I think I'm ready to go. No problem.
Okay.
Did you say it was TIF?
Yeah, TIF. Tax agreement.
Tax incremental financing.
Yeah, it's different than the AMSC. It's that was a special tax agreement. This is a TIF, which means they still would pay property taxes on the existing building, but again, the improvements would be discounted, and it's an incentive. The incentive allows them to do the project. The idea being, without these incentives, the project may not get done, or it may not. The scope of it may not be as large as it otherwise would be. And the idea is they get a tax break for a number of years. I think in this case, it's 10 years. And what the town gets is ancillary benefits in terms of employment, tax dollars, and various other benefits that are desirable for the community. So, but again, I'm the numbers guy, so it's up to them to determine if it works. So,
Tom, could I ask, did you say a significant expansion in that they want to, build a much larger part? And part of my question would also be, I don't have a map in front of me. How big is the area of their land? There's a big open area, as I recall, between them and the mill, but I thought that was the mill's land. I don't know.
Boy, Ed, you caught me. I think it's either 9 or 12 acres. It's a pretty decent sized parcel.
So they do have a big parcel. Okay.
Yeah, the addition is 51,500 square feet. And
Okay.
they also own the warehouse across the street. They acquired that a few years ago as part of their operation. So they're a significant taxpayer in town, even without the addition.
Yep. Thank you.
What's the approving department?
I'm sorry, what's that, Paul?
Should we be involved in the department?
Yeah, I think in the old days we would be, but now that we're the town manager form of government, and it's ultimately, it's ultimately the town manager negotiating the agreement, the select board reviewing it, and then it going to the public. I think under statute, our only responsibility is to apply the terms of the agreement going forward if it's approved. That's sort of our job. Really don't want to get involved in whether or not we think it's a good project, because irregardless of what we might think as individuals, as a board and myself as the administrator, we carry out whatever is approved by the citizens at town meeting. So
The approving point is the town meeting?
yeah, it'll go to town meeting. It'll be a town vote.
Right. Thank you.
So the public will decide ultimately in the end. The other item of new business that I have for you is page 11. And I really apologize about this. The assessing department's annual report was due 5 days before I remembered. So I had to throw together pull together an annual report for the assessing department. And it had to be in the specified template provided by IT in the town manager's office. So I did do that. I submitted it. They like them short and sweet and to the point. And this is what I submitted. So if you wouldn't mind just looking it over, and if you see any problem areas, I don't think it's too late to fix anything. So
Gotcha. The only suggestion I have, Tom, is under the 2021 goal. I mean, anyone reading this doesn't know that we only do this major eval project once every 5 years. I don't know if that's worth committing a sentence to. It's not biannual. I'm trying to think what the word would be for once every 5.
it's yeah, there's a word that quad. No, is that 4? 4 is the quad.
Yeah, quad is 4. Pentagon is 5-sided, but
Thing 10. I don't know.
penny. But
Yeah.
I just know it's gonna be a significant amount of work. And this, if I was a layman and reading this, say, okay, they're just gonna raise my taxes.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
On prior reports, I would put triennial because I knew that word.
Yep. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'll see what I can find on that one. I don't want to put a word in there that nobody knows what it means anyway, but maybe I can put it in layman's terms.
And I do like the mission statement, the first paragraph at the top.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably didn't write that myself, but that was sort of culled from a lot of different websites, and in any event, it's something we do every year, and it's. I think it's going to be done differently in the coming years, but I think this is pretty much all they're looking for. So probably if the board does think it's acceptable, probably should do a motion to approve the annual report, subject to consideration of the additional verbiage for the 5-year reval, I suppose.
Good idea, Tom.
Okay, any other comments or edits, guys, before we motion?
I'm not here.
Okay. Right, then the chair will make a motion to approve the assessing department annual report as presented, subject to adding verbiage regarding every 5 years revaluation goal. All those in favor, please say aye. I'm sorry, I didn't second, sorry.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Ed. You're always watching me. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Chair says aye.
Uh,
Was that an aye, Paul? Okay. Motion carries 3-0.
Oh, thank you. The next agenda item is a executive session. I have one real estate abatement application for the board to consider, and one statutory exemption application for the board to consider. Our statutory exemption deadline is April 1st. So that's coming up pretty quickly, but we have one new one. So because the application for real estate and the application for the exemption are not public records, we need to go in executive session to introduce them. And so whenever you're ready. Oh, and also the
minutes.
broadcast will be, we'll just confirm that the broadcast is stopped after the motion is made to go into executive session.
And I think we'll also have executive minutes to approve while we're in there.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is I included the executive minutes with the regular minutes
Mhm.
because the idea of executive session is not to introduce the applications in a public meeting, but once they're voted on, we release the minutes anyway, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Or else we'd be going into executive session to, every week to talk about minutes. So, but yeah, I mean, reading after the applications have been acted on, there's no reason to keep those minutes private anymore. So.
Okay. All right, then the chair will make a motion to enter executive session for the purpose of, I'm sorry, under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, for the purpose of discussing property tax exemptions. The board will reconvene simply to adjourn from regular session. This will be done via a roll call vote. What say you to entering executive session, Member Cornelia?
Aye.
Okay, and what say you, Member Bresnahan?
All Bresnahan, aye.
And the chair, John Colcom, says aye. We are now in executive session.